I wonder why it keeps rocking like that. What does that more grace mean? What that mean? That's some little apostolic saying. Okay, y'all. Y'all let them know that I'm on. Share, share, share. Hey, Maurice. God bless you. Are you still in the hospital? They banging these tambourines. What's wrong with you, Maurice? Why you in the hospital? All right, greetings, 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 greetings. You are tuned in to Sir William Live, and want to say hello to everyone that is logged in. If you would be so kind to let me know where you're watching from as you enter the room, I guess you call this a room. I don't really know what you call it. It's a live. So anyway, just let me know that you are coming in, or if I'm a secret pleasure of yours, and like I am for many of you, then I certainly y'all come to me like I'm Nicodemus. Y'all come to me by night. Since that's the order of the day, then we'll deal with it. Greetings, Christy is Greensboro, North Carolina. All right, just down the road from my original hometown of Winston-Salem. All right, Gloria, Lafayette, Louisiana. All right, St. James is from Dubai, Morocco tonight. Yes. And so they said, who am I talking about? Well, I'm going to talk about a lot of people, because I've made a career at running my mouth and talking about and giving names, dates, times, and places, and accurate information. And so I have some things and some chips on my shoulder, and I'm going to knock them off, and I'm not going to bite my tongue about what I have to say and how I have to say it, and deliver it, and how I'm going to give you a proper exegesis and a historical context of the years and time and effort and strategy of Larry. And so I'm gonna walk this, and I'm sure that they're gonna want to retaliate and what have you. But when you have no credibility, you don't have no ability or no chances to retaliate. And you know, baby, I done tussled with the general board, and tussled with you know, very significant people. So I won't in any kind of way be moved, but I'm gonna say some stuff that only I can say, and only that I can articulate. So greetings, y'all. Come on in. I have had countless people. I've had countless people reaching out to me, asking me my thoughts and my opinion about this Tasha K interview. Everybody, or many of you, Aubrey, is that Aubrey Eubanks? Greetings to you. Everybody's been asking, well, Sir William, what do you think? And Sir William, y'all been inboxing me, and those of you that know me personally have been texting me, and I'm rather irritated, to be honest with you. I'm rather it's a couple of things. I am somewhat insulted. And I find it irritating and asinine for those of you that have been consumed by this man. And I'm talking about Larry. I broke this. I told you all about this back in 2019. I mentioned it on my live in 2019. This is in no kind of way anything new. This is in no kind of way any surprise. I told y'all in 2019 about the situation with Larry Reed. I made it very specific, and I told you all then. That was when he was going in on E. Dewey Smith. I told y'all he came and on the live. He watched the live. I started this over a decade ago. Larry, when I was on Dion Evans' radio station, Larry was an avid fan of mine. He was allegedly a pastor in the Raleigh-Durham area. That's what he said. He would call in and he would come on my radio show every day. Every day. You can contact Dion Evans out of Alameda, California. Now, nobody is going to tell the truth. He came on the show I would call into the show so frequently that I got to the place that when I would go to Kojic conventions, and when I would be out of town on trips, I got to the point, me and my silly self, not knowing that he was trying to infiltrate me, I allowed him to fill in for me on my show. Now, the lie that was told, and Vincent Terrell Hill, who's a dangerous liar, said that they did the show better than me, and that Dion wanted me off and to give them the time slot. Dion, when I stopped doing the show, owed me upwards of $5,000. I didn't pay Dion to be on his station like he charged other people. So what he did, thinking that he was going to get the same, he was going to charge Larry, or he started charging Larry, and gave my time when I told him that I wasn't going to do the show anymore because he owed me money. And I didn't think he should continue to go further and further in the hole. So instead of paying me, he thought that he was going to kill two birds with one stone. He was going to have Larry come on and Larry pay him for the time slot, which he did. Which he did. And then that went on until Dion eventually lost the station, probably in less than 60 to 90 days. They folded. When you do things wrong, I want y'all to get on here and I want y'all to share this live. I want you to share the live. So when you do things, let me tell you something. The Bible says, cast your bread upon the water, that it might return to you in not many days hence. Am I talking right? What you dish out, it's gonna come up. So that was the first strategic, or what could be considered to be a strategic move. I don't believe in going backwards in life. I don't go backwards. The Bible says that the Lord takes no pleasure in a drawback spirit. I don't go backwards. Everything, we press toward the mark of the prize of the high calling. Some of y'all, the problem that some of y'all have is that when you find out that a relationship or a situation or a person is no good, y'all go back. Y'all like the dog in the Bible that goes back to his vomit. Y'all go back and lap it up, lick it up, and the same thing that made you stick. I don't do that. I don't go back. If we fall out, that's it. If we have a breach or an impasse, that's it. I'm not going back. You know, I'm not going to be up in your face and, ooh, I forgive you and all of that. No. Now, some people and sometimes in some circumstances, you will still have some level of contact, some level of relationship. In certain situations and certain people that it's very difficult or almost impossible to totally cut them off. Are y'all sharing this? I want y'all to share it. I know that it's late. I'm in what, I'm in Central Standard Time. The more that the more that I think about it, the more that I go back into the recesses of my mind and recall, the better I put together what he did starting some time ago. And it was very much diabolical. Greetings, Derek LaShawn Higgs is on. Hey, Harcel. Mother Harcel, he said he was thanking for how he treated you. Don't blame you for... So, let me say this to you. So, the thing that... the thing that was interesting was he kept approaching me and wanting to have some level of contact, fellowship, or relationship with me. And I was never really on board for that. Cordial, yes, but to have a contact with him, yeah, and that's absolutely true. So what he would do, and I'm getting to that, because he had that dope addict faggot trash that lives in that dilapidated house down there in Columbia, South Carolina. That boy that likes to smoke crack and have sex with me, and like Davion or Darion or whatever that trash is. He's on drugs, and he lives in a house with all kind of homeless and wild and nasty men running around talking, and he launched him. I don't know what kind of self-respecting pastor would want to be aligned with somebody like that. Now, so let me go into this. So, I did, and I've done several stories because I can't stand Ernest Pugh. And he's a sleazebag, fag, homosexual. That is no good. I've been doing stories on him since when he was fat and living in Washington, D.C. when he got ran up out of there. So I did the story, or did another story on Ernest. Unbeknown to me, Larry was working with Ernest and his manager and coaching them on how to possibly, or when they attempted to get WordPress to take my blog down. Larry was calling me, talking like he was trying to negotiate some kind of terms and some kind of, peaceful way with us and with Ernest. which I was in no kind of way interested in. So WordPress emailed me and said that I had some strikes against against my blog, and that I had a week to secure my files because they were going to take the blog down. All of the time, the emails and the reports went back to Larry. I didn't know that at the time. So, because we had some type of mutual, cordial relationship, I called him. And the second time, this is the second time I went to his house over there on Roxbury Road. The first time, he was still dealing with Vincent Terrell Hill, who's a total and complete sleazebag. And I think he does cocaine now, too. When I got him fired from AIB, I think he was doing cocaine. So, the first time I did an interview with the both of them over on Roxbury Road, that was when he was living in the first building. And then when whatever happened with that building, then he came out of that high rise and he moved into a cheaper apartment across the street. So I went and he was like, oh, well, let's do an interview about it. So I went over there, and that was the second time that I had gone to his house. And we did he spoke to me about the situation with Ernest. So while I was there, he suggested that I use Vince to pull the files. Now, some of you may say, well, why would I do that? When you sometimes are in the heat of a crisis, you don't necessarily make the solid and the best decisions that you would ordinarily make if those circumstances was not the case. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, you're in a crisis. This guy can do it. Let's just hurry up and get it done. Not knowing that he was going to eventually try to hijack the site and shut me down for Larry. That wasn't apparent to me right then. And so it later, came full circle. And so I'll be going into further, so what was the outcome? The outcome was I still have my site and I'm still standing. Even though, they attempted to try that. What he was trying to do, and the reason that he was paying other bloggers to, say make all of these horrible and disparaging remarks about me, what he was trying to do, he wanted to be, or to try to become the voice. I had started this whole Black church blogging thing, and he wanted to be I guess the top guy or what have you, which matters not, because I'm in a class all by myself, so there's no competition here, because can't nobody compete with me. because I'm in a league all alone that I created. It's no one else like me. It's no it's no one else that and see, the thing at the end of the day, whether you try to shut the site down, as long as I have life and breath in my body, no one can touch my level of intelligence and style and ability to deliver and cover a story. No one does this with the effectiveness and the class that I do. No one has that ability. That's just a God-given gift and fact. No one. No one does not even have the ability to come close to execute the way that I do. And that's just the truth. And so I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it right then. When I caught it is when we discovered that he took a $10,000 payoff from E. Dewey Smith. And I told y'all, I reported on it, and then immediately he went into trying to attack me and trying to attempt to ruin my credibility. And that's when he had that faggot, sleaze bag, dope boy, tramp, trollop, that's supposed to have something called Conscious TV, or the faggot's name is Darion. And I tell you, if I ever see him in person, if I ever see him, he better kill me. And that's a promise. And so they started, and he started getting, because he didn't want it to, come back to him. So he started getting and paying these guys to speak negatively of me. And it wasn't doing nothing but increasing, although it was negative. And then my daddy had a slight stroke as a result of it. It wasn't doing anything but increasing my visibility and my following. So that went down, and that just like that, I reported when I found out that he took the $10,000 from E. Dewey Smith, and then he lied and said that it was Phaedra. Now, what he was doing, he was extorting money from celebrities, but he was cleverly saying that they were marketing PR contracts. He was cleverly saying that they were thank you. Okay, I am back. Gloria, yes, I had a technical issue, and so I'm trying to see if are we back? Are we back on? Are we live? I am not going to possibly be able to deal with all of this in one setting, because it's so diabolical, and attempted to be, it was methodically planned out, and an attempt. See, the thing about what you all don't have to realize, you don't have to fight. You don't have to fight. You don't have to fight your battle. God has a way. God has a way. If you just trust him. If you just trust him, if you love and trust and believe him, he has a way of fixing it. Thank you, Belinda. I appreciate you, baby. He has a way of fixing it. So it got to a point where, and see, I knew Vince never could stand me. I knew that. And it was a very tense connection and, relationship. It never was good. It was never positive. And what he did, he attempted to hijack the site to shut me down so that I would not have a voice. And so that Larry would be the go-to and the voice for the whole Black church blogging thing. And now, y'all know I play no games. And Atlanta is my town. There's not too many people, Black folks of influence that I don't know. So when Vincent Terrell Hill did that, because I was saying, well, dude, I have paid you, and I'm not going to pay you to do a service for me, and you talk to me crazy too. So we kept on having run-ins like that, and and it was just getting to be, it was getting to be too toxic. So my new web guy said that he was trying to shut down and stop us from getting the files. So all of the stories, going years back to Juanita, so many of the stories that I'd done, so that they would not come up. So when people would Google and search, it was an attempt that my entire work would be gone. And it was somewhat emotional, and I just had to collect myself and keep going, because again, long as I'm alive, and my talent and my work and my voice will long live beyond my physical life. My level of contribution and what I do will outlive me. Long 50, 60 years from now, people will still talk about Sir William. That's just a fact. That's just, okay, it's doing okay. I'm not sure. Are we back? I don't know what's going on with this with this connection. May need to do it tomorrow from outside or something. So anyway, let me say this so I can just bring it all the way up to where we are. I found out that he was taking payoffs. I found out that he was doing these so-called fake marketing contracts, or saying that they were marketing PR contracts to cover that he was really extorting. So that's how that happened with E. Dewey Smith. That happened with Keon. But the thing that was so bad is that he's so dirty that he would do a contract with them and get paid, and then get another blogger that was trying to come up and trying to get some level of popularity. He would get them to release the story anyway. So he would get paid to not talk about it, and to go silent and to go deaf, to fade to the black on a story. But while he was getting paid, he was still then, was so diabolical that he would pay that faggot dope addict sleaze bag from Colombia. He would pay him. He would pay some of these other folks that was trying to be bloggers. He would pay them and have them steal. Now, isn't that dirty? Now, you would get paid and then steal. Find a way to release the story. Oh, but God. I'm going to tell you something. Y'all may want to play, and y'all may not think, and y'all may act like God is not real. But I want you to know that he is real. It may not seem like it's gonna happen. It may not happen as fast as you want it. But in his time. Now, you know who you are. You all that are watching me, you all know who you are. You know what is in your background. KT, Fabian, Aubrey, any of us, we know who we are. We know the things that we have participated in. We know the good, the bad. You know, and you can lie to everybody, but at the end of the day, you cannot lie to yourself, and you can't lie to God. You know the real deal and situation with you. Now, I asked him on several occasions, was he a homosexual? And if you go back and look at his lives, and if you go back, everything that he has ever discussed and pretty much said about himself it's not totally true. It's not totally accurate. It's not totally real. So then he said that it wasn't even a house where the molestations allegedly took place. See, all of this, now he's saying, or now he's coming out of the closet and backpedaling, and now saying that he is gay, or that he has had sexual affairs. I don't know to what extent. I'm not sure to what extent that this will go. I'm really not. I think now that we have names and we have faces, I knew who the guys were. I wasn't going to pay anybody for any interviews, and I was not going to. I don't do throwing rocks and hiding my hand interviews. So I wasn't going to ever really do anything as long as they was trying to remain anonymous. Now that they're no longer anonymous, and now that they're no longer anonymous, it's a more solid situation. Will it be a situation? Well, you have Harvey Weinstein, you had Bill Cosby, you had, these other celebrities and these other situation. Who else finds it hard to believe that this man would want to be a blogger and want to talk about people that is trash like him? Because I'm gonna say this. There is something very sick and very dangerous when two consenting adults making a decision I don't know what's going on tonight. But anyway, two consenting adults making a decision to participate in, sexual activities. That's two adults. That's two grown people making that choice, making that decision. I think that for us in the Black church, and especially for those of us that are Pentecostal, I think we harvest we breed an environment for this kind of behavior. What do I mean when I say that? I think that we reverence our leaders perhaps a little too greatly. And in reverencing our leaders a little too greatly, we give them the ability to do this kind of behavior. See, if I esteem you too highly, then when you are ready, and if you're a predator, and I'm not aware that you're a predator, and then you begin to manipulate in a very easy way. Oh, he's the bishop. Oh, he's my pastor. So you're able to manipulate a situation and people in a strategic form. So these guys like Larry and like Eddie Long, they were all guys from these, these backgrounds, these situations where, the parents are struggling and they needed somewhere to stay, and you have all of these extenuating circumstances that breeds and fosters an ability for this kind of behavior. It breeds a way for you to take advantage. It gives you the ability, because you esteem them. You esteem them, so highly. So, and then people will never necessarily believe or think, oh no, and then you always have a person or young person or what have you, that is something going on with their family. Their mom is on drugs. They needed a place to stay. It's always some kind of extenuating circumstance which creates a breach and allows them to, and allows the enemy to creep in, allows them to slip in and be able to take advantage of those extenuating circumstances. So I just find it very difficult to comprehend that Larry would want to enter the business of exposing people that do the same things that he has done. So I watched bits and pieces of the interview. And I think it's interesting. I think that, and then, see, this is the problem in my frustration. I told every single artist when he had that thing down at the Hyatt, I did a post and a story. I tagged Vicky Winans, I tagged Carlton Pearson, everybody that was Ty Tribbett, Kevin Lemons, everyone that went. Am I talking right, Chris? Didn't you come on? Chris came on and he said, William, He said it has been the pandemic, and he said those people are going to go and they're going to get that check in spite of. And so I told Chris, I said, no, do you really think so? Not one canceled. Not one. Not one person canceled. They wanted that money. So they aligned themselves and they turned the other way and they looked the other way on someone. Now the only thing that gives them some level is that at that time, none of the guys wanted to come forward. None of the guys wanted their face and their names out there. Now, whatever has changed and transpired now, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Just like I told somebody, I told Johnson tonight, I'm not gonna play. I'm gonna call you out in your face. The guy Johnson from LA tried to lie and play games. Y'all stop playing games with folks' lives. Stop playing games with people's lives, their careers, their reputation. Some of y'all gonna get killed. Some of y'all gonna get hurt. Stop trying to manipulate people and play games. And we do it far too much over here in the Church of God in Christ. Elevating this one and putting thumbs down on that one. And I'm gonna be transparent. I was looking at tonight. Now, you have some full-fledged homosexuals that are in the adjutancy, but because they're able to camouflage, and because they're able, and you have preachers, and you have pastors, and you have bishops that's into some of everything. I looked at an adjutant that just got out of prison, running around walking with bishops. And you will try to look at this person and cast judgment on them, and you just got out of jail. Homongers, liars, backbiters. And we pick one up and we put the other one down. Stop playing with folks' lives. And then you get mad at me because I expose it and I talk. I in 2023, I am going back to my old ways, and I'm going to go all the way ham. And I'm going to start with this church. It's too much trash that is being elevated and running around with positions and making money and doing and having influence that is trash. You got a guy that wasn't even able to stay at a church for 3 months before stealing and has a national position. Trash. You got guys that have just gotten out of prison that's sitting up because you got some K&G suit on and you want to sit up and act like you dignified. Nigga, you just got out of a prison cell. You got folks that have these bastard children. You got these molesters and these trifling folks, and you running around at conventions and shaking hands and talking about, hey doc, and you trying to look your nose down on this one or on that one, and you are in a worse place, in a worse state yourself. But you want to try to cause. So anyway, I think it's going to be interesting. I think I'm wondering. See, this is the thing that is interesting to me. See, like, I'm wondering. I want to see how far. I want to see how far Carlton Pearson is willing to go with Larry. I want to see how far Bernard. Now, because see, the interesting thing about Bernard Jordan, Bethany's son, okay, his daughter's son was sexually molested and violated by Master J, who mysteriously died in Miami. I don't know if Bernard Jordan had him killed or not, but it was interesting that he went to Miami and then that he later died. And when I talked to Bernard told me directly himself that he was going to make Master J pay for what happened. Now, I don't know how he hoodwinked that and got Reverend Ike's house. He has Reverend Ike's house. That house is a huge mansion, and I think it has 10 bedrooms, and each bedroom has its own bathroom. They're like suites. And Bethany's son was over there, and he was in one of the bedrooms, and he had taken a shower. Master J went into the bathroom while Bethany's son was naked. And there was some inappropriate things that happened. And it was so bad that Bethany's son no longer wanted to have anything to do with his grandfather and did not want to ever go back over to the grandfather's house. He was no longer comfortable. And this bothered Bernard greatly. Now, for whatever reason, I have absolutely no idea. I have never been told or confronted, but for whatever reason, Bernard cut me off. When he picked up being involved with Larry, he cut me off. Now that's fine. That's fine. You ain't got to be my friend. The Lord is my source. The Lord is going to make a way for me. And I don't have to be beholden to nobody. So I don't know why he cut me off. Then there's a guy that had something Owens, Davion Owens, that is supposed to be close to Bernard. And so he was inboxing me and trying to, develop a rapport with me, because there was some stories and some things that happened or transpired out of New York. And so he was telling me that he was very close to Bernard Jordan. So I told him, I said, well, Bernard don't have anything to do with me anymore. And so he said, well, I'm going to ask him. And I never heard from him again. I had a rapport with George Bloomer. That ended. when Bernard cut me off, and then Eric Figueroa. So I am interested in seeing how far these men are going to be willing to go. See, the Bible says it is not, and see, everything goes back to the word. The Bible says is nothing more precious than a good name. So whether he ever goes to jail or is prosecuted, just now that this kind of hideous act is out there and associated with your name is enough. So I'm wondering how, and maybe y'all can tell me, how far, or do you all really, or do you think it'll matter? Now, I got into a heated debate because this is the thing. Most of y'all watch or follow all of us. Okay? Really, it's just like these people that have these little churches, and it's the same members going from this one's church to this one's church. Y'all follow all of y'all. Follow me. Y'all follow Larry. Y'all follow Jives. Y'all follow everybody. Y'all don't have no kind of commitment or loyalty to any one person. So it's going to be interesting to see if it has some level of effect. Now, it very well may not. It very well may not. But how can you listen, follow, and support someone that has no credibility? How can you listen and follow somebody that manipulated and violated children? Now, I ain't talking about no adult. If a man want to pull his drawers down and let another man have sex with him, then that, they grown and they made a decision to do that. But when you start dealing with children and teenagers, and then when you have somebody that is willing to come forward, somebody's name Solo says that he knows where the bodies are buried and he doesn't report anything on that group. They will stay the course. Well, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I don't think that he knows anything more than what I've been exposed to and know. I doubt that very seriously. And see, the thing about it is going to be when others start backing away. See, they don't have to back away from him. What will happen is people will start backing away from them because of their affiliation and association. See, that's what's going to happen. See, nobody that is supposed to be a sanctified preacher can rationalize inviting and having anybody come and preach and support their ministry, and they a known molester. I don't see how you I don't see how you can rationalize that. Yeah, I don't know who this stupid person is that has put a negative face up next to my Cash App and my Zelle. My Cash App and Zelle is down there. I'm out of town. I want you. If y'all can support Larry and these other trash and these other folks that's out here, y'all can support me. I'm going to just say it like that. Now, y'all can say it's not going to have an effect. Y'all can say that that nobody, I guess none of y'all, so nobody has any kind of morals. No one doesn't have, no one has no kind of principles, no kind of standard, no kind of anything. So that's what y'all saying. That's what you're saying. You're saying that nobody has, that we're living in a society in a time where we have no integrity. No one gives a damn. Okay, so is Yolanda going to still be able to have some level of affiliation with somebody that has been declared to be a molester? Is Kirk Franklin and any of these other people that have had some level of degree of connect, are any of them, so y'all saying that none of that is going to matter and they're going to still be able to have their connection? And it's not, and no one is going, no one, so is that how sick and how demonic that the church has become? Because if that's the case, then we all need to empty out and not even go. We're not talking about somebody that has had sex as consenting adults. We're talking about somebody that is saying that they were teens, that they were children, and that and they were violated in this kind of way. And then the description of the very graphic sex acts is, whew. So anyway, I just wanted to come on. I wanted to address it. Everybody's been asking me about it. I'm going to be going over this in quite an extensive detail. And I think that to the point where some investigative reporting and some traveling there into these places is going to be required and necessary, because I really want to get to the bottom of it. Like I want to know. Oh, Matthew Stevenson paid him. You remember he was doing all of this reports on Matthew Stevenson, and then he just faded to black. And then the very people, and see, you know when he gets paid, because the very people that he has talked about in such a negative form, then he starts singing their praises. Then he starts complimenting and putting them on a pedestal. He talked about James Hall and that Jeffrey Thomas situation, like James. And I asked James, I said, James, how can you come to Atlanta and go to a brunch or party or whatever it was for Larry Reid, but you and Kevin Bond can hate me? It made absolutely no sense to me. Well, he apologized or whatever. So, and now James and I have been able to, come to some term. But I don't understand that. Y'all hate me and sing a child molester's praises. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off here because it's already 1 o'clock on Central Time, so that means it's 2 o'clock on the East Coast. I've been on too long, but I really And we'll, we're going to be dealing with this for a while.
Oh, my love.
Hey, baby.
How are you?
I'm well. How you doing? When you coming down here to see me?
Well, I'm taking care of Papa this week. So it'll probably have
Oh,
to be
okay.
in the day. You
Wait
know,
a minute. Let me see. I don't know why. Okay, let's see now.
you you muted yourself. There you go.
Okay. I can hear
Oh,
you, but you sound far away. Let me put the thing
hold
on.
on.
I don't know why it does that. So we down here in this Dallas, child. This old
I want to
screwing
make
Texas.
a day trip over there to hang out with you. So,
It is something, and that's one thing that is amazing to me, because I have, and I'm not trying to compare myself to anybody because I'm in a class by myself. But when you have generations of people that follow you and like your work, it really, I couldn't believe it.
let
I
me tell
really
you this.
couldn't believe it. One guy came up to me tonight. He was like, I watch you, my mother, like his whole families that follows her with you. I was just so,
Now,
I'm trying to get this thing together. I was just so amazed by that. Like, how awesome God is for for generations of people, to like you and and like your work. Okay.
let me tell you this.
Can you
Uh,
hear me?
can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you good now.
Okay. Let me tell you this. Remember when I called you and I told you about him going on live talking about anal sex and how if somebody tiptoe down too far and they get some boo boo on their pew, Uh, I realized then how nasty he was. Yes, I have listened to him. I've listened to Jives. It's like everything you're saying, they come back on the back burner and say the same thing. Do that make sense?
Yeah.
Now with Kim Burrell, you remember Kim Burrell got up there and made a mockery of herself. What she said was true. Okay, you know. However, it was taken the way they put it. It's like they just kind of like blackballed her. Does that make sense? So, as
But
far
see,
as he's
the thing that I think is so unfair about Kim Burrell, she stood on her convictions and what the Bible says, and they crucify her. But then you'll take an alcoholic and a hoe that has 5 kids by 5 different men, like Leandria Johnson, and they'll forgive and make all kind of excuses for her. Kim
because
Burrell don't have. Kim Burrell don't. She was married when she had her son. She don't have no bastard children.
well,
She ain't lied and said while she was shacked with men and lied and said that they was her. The double standard, and that's the part that is with this situation and with me. That he strategically tried to make a diabolical attack on me and have the people despise and hate me for the same thing that he was trying to do. I created this space. He's a poor imitation and wannabe of me. None of them have the level of intelligence and class and are able to recall. None of them have stood on NBA floors. None of them have been to the Oscars and the Golden Globes and more. I've gone to more stuff and to interview more people that I have forgotten about than any of them. I'm not just sitting at my house commentating and talking about folks and talking about stuff that I haven't been in. Have any of them niggas been to the Met Gala?
I didn't notice any of them going to no Met Gala. I mean, when I peruse through those pages, they're never there. I mean,
but what I'm saying is that this man created and strategically tried to infiltrate me and tried to lock me down or what have you.
In other words,
which it didn't work.
He tried to get you knocked out of the game. In other
words, that's the bottom line.
But it didn't work.
And if oh no, and see, I am to the level of so arrogant that I'm not gonna ever even give you the satisfaction to think you have had any kind of level of impact. But what I'm saying is that what I think is so Larry knows what he has done. Now you can't, it's two people you can't lie to. You can't lie to yourself and you can't lie to God. He knows Harcel, Mother Harcel, he knows what he has done. And if he knows that and he decided to enter this game and enter this kind of business, he either felt like he had those guys under his thumb, under lock and key, or that he was just that dumb.
I listened to and don't turn my head off, okay?
No,
I've listened to Daryl Moore speak on him and all of his accusations, and I asked myself, what's the deal? And he says that, and I had to go back and really go through everything he said. You know, that man tried to set, I believe everything you're saying, but do you know that he tried to set that boy up for a murder that didn't even manifest? I mean, how can I put it? Snakes are what they are. Remember that. Snakes are what they are. Everything he's doing.
Who did they try to set up for a murder?
Try to get Daryl put in jail for a murder, and he's got all the court documents and everything. I mean, I'm like, are you for real? Then I saw that, you know, he was real cool with Tasha K. And so I saw the video where Tasha K interviewed the guy that, now this child said that he was over there and he had this child to take off, he's a grown man now, but he was a child then, to take off all of his clothes and to turn around in a circle. And then he wanted him to sit with him on the bed. And he was looking at some porn with this young man, and all of a sudden he started pleasuring himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me as a mama, William, okay, and from what I have been through in the church, okay, what kind of mama will let your child go over and spend the night at this man's house and you have nothing to say or nothing to do with it? See, I blame the parents on a lot of that. Number two.
Well, see, that's always when you start having molestations, there's always a breach in the family structure.
Correct. However, there's another scenario. He was talking about his wife, okay? They've
Or
gotten
died.
divorced.
Because
And yet
he's been married 3 times.
okay, well, I don't know what number this one is, but honey, the girl stay in the
He's
house.
married her twice. But they're divorced now. He was married to her, and then they had those children. Then he married a trans woman. And then they divorced, and then he got back with his wife. And then they were married for a while, and then they divorced, and then, you know, she married a woman.
So all them living in this one house.
Then the woman and his wife fell out, and then that's when she was having some financial difficulty, and so then that's when his children had to come to Atlanta to be with him, and then later he allowed his ex-wife to come to Atlanta. So they all live in this house together. Vincent Terrell Hill, Shamako, Kendall, that's the cameraman. All of them, I think it's about 6 or 7 of them. All of them are living in that house together.
Ain't that some nasty shit? I'm serious. That's nasty. So all of them sleeping with each other. And the kids are the ones that sitting up there. I guess, well, hell, they used to it. So they just sit there and watch it. But I thought that was very vulgar. When I brought that to your attention, I'm like, why would you get on? Now, you're a preacher, you know all the Bible, and you know, because you was, first of all, you was mad at with that Carry On Baby that, you know, that's gone stone crazy. Okay, that's a whole nother topic. And
right.
we will discuss that later. But here in the same token, you talked about his daddy, and then you got both of them on there, and you gonna pray for counseling. You don't need the counseling. You don't need the counseling. And I think people, and then, you know, he's got this thing, what is called Patreon, and you pay to be on it. First of all, I'm not going to pay to look at no damn body.
And see, that's the thing that's so sad. But he was strategic and smart with that. So he went on his Patreon to address these allegations. So the people that pay for the Patreon, they were able to see it, but then you had a lot of people that was not subscribers that subscribed to it for the $12.99 because they wanted to hear what his response was going to be. So even that, he's still making money.
Now, I do know that when Daryl got a hold to him and was roasting his little ass, he got on the airplane and went home to his mama and daddy. And that's when he came up with this commercial talking about the molestation at home and stuff. From what Darwin was saying, he went home to try to talk these guys into not telling on him. What I'm saying is
the problem was, Daryl and Marcellus, I believe, works for the state of California. Marcellus actually wants to be a blogger, but whatever his job is. I'm not gonna hold nothing back no more.
Don't hold back nothing.
I'm not holding back nothing. So
yeah, because you know, when you work for the state, you can't do the shit you want to do. You got to go through somebody else to do it, because people will sue you, and when they find out you got something, your hand on it, oh baby, they'll grab your ass.
So Marcellus works, I believe, for the state of California. So what Marcellus was doing, because everybody is so fascinated with this blogging thing, and people want to be bloggers. So Marcellus would always kind of inbox me, but I never. It was something about him that was negative, because have you ever been in a situation where if a person wants to approach you
But you
or
don't
wants to
feel
like
comfortable
you,
about it. Yeah. You
and
don't feel comfortable.
then and you don't respond the way that they want you to,
Mhm.
then they get mad and try to turn against you. You know what I'm saying?
Correct,
So
correct.
I'm
Yes.
always led by the Holy Ghost and by the Spirit, and it was something off. So I never, and none of us have met in person, but I never got really chummy with them. And so what I explained to Marcellus was, I said, you are filtering information to Daryl, and Daryl does not have the presence, the skill, or the ability to really execute it well. See, Daryl I think Daryl is sort of like a Earl Carter. See, they may both be saying stuff that's true. They may both be expounding upon information that might be correct, but
It's just that delivery.
they come off so crazy with their delivery until it's unrealistic to even believe it or follow it.
Correct.
And see, Daryl was running 1 minute he's cool with me or whatever, then the next minute, he's mad and he said something. I said something. I made a post, and I posted about crazy. What's the crazy boy's name? Andrew Caldwell.
Yeah.
So I posted about Andrew Caldwell being on official day on the national platform for Church of God in Christ. So Daryl,
He's not official, and he has no right to be up there.
exactly. So Daryl got in the comments and said, "Oh, you just jealous because you wasn't up there." Well, what Daryl didn't know is that I was up there. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to have no picture of nobody filming me because I'm up there, but I was up there. So that wasn't even true. So what I told Daryl was, when Daryl was bringing me, he and Marcellus was bringing me all of this back in 2019, I told them, and they got upset. I said, if the guys don't come forward, you can't do a story on some kind of accusation like this, and the person and the person is a mystery and hiding. See, now that the man has, or one of the men has come forward and is showing his face and his name, is giving it credibility that it never had before. See, what you call Larry was able to, skate on this because these guys didn't want to come forward. What man in his right mind want to tell the world that he was raped and violated and screwed in his behind by another man? Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want that out there.
And I definitely wouldn't want nobody, that, especially if you're trying to have a credible relationship with someone. I don't think I would want. No, I know I wouldn't. Okay, you right. You telling the truth. You telling the truth.
You wouldn't
because
want
that's
that. You would not. So now it has taken a different form. Now this is what's going to be interesting to me. See, I want to see if it's going to be a great fall in the way. Now everybody wants to tell me. I got into it today with one of my, followers. And, so I told him, I said, well, you really like Larry. The way that in our messages back and forth, it was, it wasn't shading me. It wasn't shading me, but he was yet saying, he said this, he said, He's very smart, and he will, he'll get through this unscathed. He'll figure out a way to he or Bernard, they'll pay them, and this is going to take non-effect, and it's not going to affect him. It's not going to affect his following and what have you. So I was kind of flabbergasted. So what I said was, I said, so you are saying that Larry Reed has more power than Bill Cosby had?
He has no power, is what I'm trying to tell you. He has no power. The same way they went after Kim Burrell, and the same way the one that what's that preacher's name that Avenger's husband, or what, the Avenger's husband is over to the church
the
now.
John Gray.
Right. Okay. The one that, the preacher that died, what was his name? He had AIDS, and they had him up. Yes. Same way they took his ass down, it's the same way they finna do Larry. You see, it's fixing to go to another head, because see now, 1 minute him and Tasha K was friends. Now they're not friends no more. And she done went and got all the information and put it out there.
Now see, the only thing the only problem that I have with that, and I'll be frank with you. Can I be frank with you?
Come on to the table.
When you have the axe to grind, it affects the credibility of the story. See, I just want to tell the story and the truth. That's what I want. I just want to tell the story and the truth. Now, yes, did he infiltrate me? Yes. Did he try to go after connections and relationships that I had? Absolutely. From my lawyer, Phaedra Parks, to my friendship with Bernard Jordan, he strategically went after friends, contacts, and relationships that I had, and was trying to figure out ways to embrace them. Now, all of them came full circle. Phaedra called me and she said, "Do you know this SOB?" I said, "Girl, I told you." I said, "But you were so moved because he came to your office and cut a check for $5,000 or whatever the case was, that you was blinded, or you turned a deaf ear to it."
So did the check bounce?
Huh? No.
Did the check bounce?
No, because he was online, and the folks gave it. So I just, I want, and see, even Lamar Miller Whitehead, they're coming after him in a level of retaliation that even though everything that they're saying may very well be true, it affects the credibility of it. Because if I hate you and I have an axe to grind with you, then that is influencing my ability to cover. And see, that's the problem where, with blogging, it's not the same as traditional journalism, where you got to give the who, what, where, why. You got to give, the side of the person that you've interviewed, and then you got to give the opposing side. So they don't operate with those same level of integrity. Now, I have never met Tasha K. I don't know her in any kind of personal way. My only thing is that she wants, and see, Larry strategically went after everybody that had an audience. and that had audiences larger or just as large as he is or larger. So originally in the early days, it was me. Then he wants to be friends with Tasha K because she was a known blogger. And then her following, if she's speaking about him and talking about him, then her people are going to go over and search him out and start finding him and following him. You see what I'm saying? That's just how it worked. And so he was strategically going after bloggers and people that had an audience and a following to enhance him and what he was doing. But then he and Tasha fell out. You know,
what did they fall out about?
I wasn't totally sure. I know that they were supposed to do they were supposed to do, you know, like how he did that thing at the Hyatt or whatever, for his, you know, followers or what have you, or his subscribers. He wanted to do one with me and Jives, and I was never comfortable with it. So then he said, you know, that I was supposed to have been like this diva. No, I just said, okay, if you gonna sell tickets and you gonna do this, I need hair. I need my hair done. I need makeup. I need a dressing room. You know, I mean, these are just standards, you know.
Well,
And
I would think that's what you would need. He's gonna pay for it for himself and you know,
right.
Why not pay
So
for
then,
himself?
so it never, you know, it never amounted to anything. But I don't even think that he was ever really serious about doing it. I think it was another carrot dangling to reel me in. You know, he was trying to find ways to reel me in. And so I just think that this is going to be really interesting. I don't know if it'll take flight, because the one thing that I'm trying to figure out, Horcel, and I want you to be very frank and very honest with me. At what point will a Bernard Jordan, will a George Bloomer, will a Carlton Pearson, and those are the three larger names that, you know, have been publicly and shown their name and their face. At what point do you think that they will have to step away, or will they not have to step away?
I see them stepping away immediately, just like they did with Bill Cosby, and I put that in the comments. He likes to say that Bernard Jordan, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Is his mentor, like a dad to him. And he has been to his house and been in his room and whatsoever. Those types of people, America looks down on rapists and child molesters. Okay? Now, these were young boys at the time. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. They were teens.
Now, there's no statute of limitations on telling off on somebody
40 years.
Okay. Well, you see how they did Bill Cosby. So do I see them still hanging up around him? No, I don't. I see them moving away from him quickly, because nobody wants that. Nobody wants that negative.
Disagree with you and say that it's no big deal.
It is a big deal. It is a big deal when people, because here's the thing.
John Williams says, I don't believe people care that much about Larry to make this a big deal.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he's inaccurate.
I think he's
Chris
inaccurate
St. James
too, because here's the thing, he's doing damage control.
Well, see, I think this is the part that's going to be interesting. is will the folks that have been crossed by him, will they come together?
There's that open door. So yes, it's gonna come out. Just like with Bill Cosby, and now they said they got another little girl, that's a grown woman, that's saying that, you know, he came after her too. Okay, well, see, this one particular young man that came out, there's gonna be others that are gonna fall out into that spot as well.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's like all you need is one, and the rest will follow. So he could do all the damage control, do all the he says they have already, what is he saying?
I guess he's saying that his enemies have already come together.
But you made those enemies. I mean, Christy, if you think about it, he made those enemies. He made those enemies with you. He made enemies with everyone. Again, the same way those people, and Kim Burrell went on a Tamron Hall show, and she said that she was upset because Yolanda Adams told her that she just, you know, she couldn't be associated with her. Okay, well, what make you think these other folks ain't gonna want to be associated with Larry? He's got a big enough platform now that it's getting around. So yes, I do. I believe all those ministers. I believe all those folks that he claims that, you know, oh, they got my back. They finna turn on his ass. I believe so. I believe they finna turn on his ass, and I believe they turning on his ass. I believe to my spirit, they had. Here's the thing: you'll never know who's saying what and why until you clean up the dust off the floor.
Mm-hmm. Until it doesn't fall. See, that's the part that I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see now that you have a name and a face that has gone public. I'm curious to see. See, all of them was able to skate and say, oh, they're just allegations. Oh, you know, all of that. That's what the excuse that they was able to make. Now you're not able to make that excuse.
No, because that young man was very, very firm in what he felt. He came right out to the table. He told it all. And do I believe there are going to be others to come forward? Yes. And Carlton Pearson, I think the church is just starting to really kind of fool with you again. I don't think he wants to risk that opening that he's got in behind Larry. You get where I'm coming from? Bernard Jordan. I don't think, because folks gonna start calling him. Did you know that this boy was messing with little boys? Well, was you messing with little boys? Or was you messing with him? Was he messing with you? See, people gonna start questioning your relationship with that person. So the more exposure that it gets, yes, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna become a problem. Just like that guy that I can't think his name. He real ugly. Ugly as fuck. Look like he got a rash on his face. He's always talking about you in different ones.
Who, Earl Carter?
There's him. Okay. Well, you do know ain't nobody in the church fucking with his ass either. You see, they're split from your ass because see, they upset with him about bringing Andrew out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I remember when that happened because it made it back to Texas before any of the pastors came home. They didn't even know what was going on. It was all on the internet. I like women's. I'm a change man. Now all of them put money in his hands and all this, that, and other. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Hold on. And yes, Just like me and everybody else. Yeah, we wanted to see who was this motherfucker. And kind of found out they didn't pay his bitch ass to get up the same way he got up there and told them, well, they gave me money to get up there and say this, that, and the other, and so forth and the third. Yeah. That's how
what he
on your
did.
ass. And they turned on his ass. They turned on it. They brought him to the floor. I remember that big as day because Bishop Blake had some words about that. He says, I was not here. We don't condone that type of activity and all that other stuff. That, yeah. Do I think that it's going to negatively affect him? Hell yeah, I believe that shit's going to affect him. I don't know if you call yourself being my friend and you fucking, I find out you fucking little girls and little boys. Partner, we can't be friends no more. We're not going to be able to be friends no more. I mean, seriously. We're not going to be able to be
Because see, the
friends
thing
no more.
about it is people start associating you with that behavior as well.
There you go. And because, I mean, like I said, Carlton Pearson, and then you think about Kirk Franklin. I don't see Kirk putting up with no shit like that. He's got daughters and he's got a son. He's got a couple of sons. So, I mean, do I think that he's going to go along with that shit? No. I don't see it. I don't see it because, number one, his brand, they're already fucking with him about that bullshit he did with the goat. I'm like, what the hell is y'all talking about? What was he doing with the goat? And he was calling Jesus the greatest of all times. But the way he said it, the church took offense to it. Okay, so
we'll see in the New Testament, a goat represents the Antichrist.
Well, here's the deal. He already got enough issues. I don't believe to my spirit that he wants to add that extra bullshit to his. I don't see Kirk wanting to add that extra on his plate. I don't see any of them wanting to do it. None of them. Because it's getting out there. It's getting out there. Tasha K had a lawsuit with Cardi B. Okay. And although they say she lost, and they were talking about how she went to Africa or wherever, however she went. Okay, do I think this shit is gonna get better? No, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. I believe Tasha K is one of the ones that put it out there. She's got a large enough platform that it's gonna spread like wildflower. It is. It's going to go from her. Then other bloggers who want to make that extra money, they're willing to pay to get all that dirt out. So, yes, I believe this is the beginning of the end. My pops used to say you got to be careful how you dig a ditch for one person. Because your stupid ass going to fall in another. Now, he didn't say stupid ass because pops don't cuss. I'm the cusser. Your dumb ass is going to fall big enough because, bitch, you next. You finna fall in that motherfucker, too. So, yes, I do believe this is going to negatively impact him. I do believe that all of the people that he associated himself with, they got to pull away from him. And I'm shocked at Dewey for paying that son of a bitch any kind of money. I wouldn't pay his ass shit. I mean, it's nothing new for preachers to be fucking this, that, and the other. So why would I give you a dime of my money?
You sure enough did.
Yeah, well, you dumb in the motherfucker. I wouldn't have gave him shit. You tell whatever the fuck you want to. You got people that go to church with you and go, you supposed to got all these lawyers and all these. You got older members that could have helped you squash that situation already and ago. And you paid this motherfucker? Shit, I wouldn't have gave his ass shit. Tell it.
You talking good.
Tell it. First gonna talk about you anyway. Does it make sense to you? They'll talk about you anyway.
That's right.
They're gonna talk about you anyway. Who cares? Okay, you got a baby out of wedlock. Okay, and the girl was right there in the church. Okay, and well, do you know it might be 4 or 5 more other babies out there in the church? They mamas just ain't that stupid. Cause see, they gonna keep getting that little check.
That's it.
So what? I'm not. I mean, I just don't see that it's gonna. I don't see he's gonna be victorious out of this. I really don't. I don't.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm thinking, as far as you are concerned, you keep doing what you're doing. You keep doing what
absolutely.
you're doing, and you know, I wouldn't change who I am for
I'm
the
not,
betterment
and
of.
I'm not, I want this to be known that I'm not jealous, I'm not vindictive. I just want to know the truth.
Like that because
I want to know what really went down. And did these things really, because with the same level that he has come after and reported is the same level that we need to go after and report on him.
But
And
that's what they're doing.
I am so serious about it that I'm thinking I may have to go and stay there a couple of weeks.
Well, you can go and stay there a couple of weeks. You can stay there a month or two, and I guarantee you, it's fixing to all come out. It's fixing to all come out. Because I mean, you know, and I in this particular interval, I believe Daryl when he said that bastard took his ass back to wherever the fuck he from to do damage control, and the shit didn't work. It didn't work. So if you know, and Tasha may have enough clout, excuse my nails, clout, or maybe she did give him a little bit of money. Whatever the situation was, that person, like, okay, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go on and tell it. It's gonna be some more that's gonna come out and tell it. It's gonna be some.
Come forward, you all. Come
It's
forward.
gonna be some more. It's gonna be some more, just like they did. What's the little ugly, oily black man, the one I was telling you about, like he had a rash on his face? What them old thick ass poke bottom glasses? That motherfucker.
Earl Carter, that's so infatuated with me.
Baby, he is ugly from the back. I think he want to suck your
motor oil.
I know, but I think he want to suck your mule.
Oh,
I wouldn't give him. I wouldn't even let him look at the tip. Anybody that accepts, I really wouldn't. I wouldn't let him look at the tip.
You so terrible.
Woo, baby, I wouldn't let him look at the tip. Shit, that motherfucker ugly as hell. And usually, you know, my big mom used to say, baby, when they sitting up talking about you, it's because they want to be you. And
he's what we call ugly as homemade sin.
No, sin don't look that bad. That motherfucker, that's fucked up. That's what you call root ugly. That's from the rut. That means you came out your daddy's nuts. That goddamn ugly. I want to know who is your daddy. I want to know who the fuck is your daddy. Or
who is responsible for you?
Is the person they saying is your daddy your daddy? Because I think that motherfucker was a stability baby. You know what a stability baby is? Can't you come over here and help me pay my light bill? And y'all going on cause and watch this pot, cause I gotta go see a man about a horse. That's what that is. I think your mama was selling your mama had to sell some pussy to pay some bills, and your ugly ass was the result of it. It's a whole lot of stability babies running around here. Hell, I got quite a few in my family. They're stability babies. I told one little girl, shit, she come crying and hollering, talking about she didn't know that my cousin wasn't her daddy. I'm like, well, hell, I don't know why, because everybody else knew. Shit. Yeah, but she was like us, but, you know, my big mama was like this right here. If you didn't been down there to the pear tree eating all the pears, then your monkey ass, it might just be your baby. Just bring them on in. And we just never turned them away. That's my family. But as a result, yeah, I think Larry done stuck his foot in some shit, and it's smeared, and he in some trouble.
And what you call is not, this guy Whitehead is relentless.
He can be relentless all he wants to be, but I go back to what I said in the first place. Ain't no way in fucking hell you gonna screw my mama out of $90,000. I don't blame that boy. I sent some folks in there to get my mama money too. Why would they go after anybody else in the Sunday school class? They want you. See, that's old school. That's old school. That's old school. Kick your ass when they come for you. They ain't come for nobody else. They came for you.
That's it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was inside. Yeah, I would tell the police everything they want to know to keep them being keep from being prosecuted. Y'all sure what
That's
I said.
right. And they probably got immunity.
Yeah, that's what he did. And did he get to keep that money? Hell yeah, I bet his mama got all her money back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him.
I believe Pauline,
Shit,
son, Rashid.
she wasn't playing. She done got on Rashid's ass and told Rashid, motherfucker, if you don't give me my goddamn money, I'll have to break loose. Ain't no way in hell you would have got over my mama.
And he didn't. Well, mama, I'm going to get off here, baby. My battery is worn out. And I'm talking about the battery in me.
I know you tired, baby. I know you
tired, honey.
I'm sure that, honey, you got to really have your battery charged to deal with us Texas folks. Because we fucked up. We fucked up for real.
Well, baby, we're going to come on tomorrow and we're going to stay on this. We're going to investigate this because...
Yeah, like I said, I see this shit going to TMZ. I see Antoine. I see the rest of them. I think this shit gonna blow up. It ain't gonna blow up in a good way.
The thing about it is, it's when they come together.
Oh, they already together. Cause you talked about Kirk. Kirk is from here. And I tell everybody, who you don't want to make mad is Houston and the DFW Dallas-Fort Worth area. Cause when we get mad, it's over for you, baby.
And see, y'all like to kill in Dallas.
Yeah, we will invite you over and do some nice things for you. Matter of fact, your hat and your ID may make it to the hospital before you do. And the Bible does say your sins will truly find you out.
They will find you out, baby.
So,
your sins will find you out.
Because, I saw the little video he had on where the mom and the daddy was talking about the molestation and how good of a kid he was and how this and that. Okay, nigga, you doing damage control. But that's not going to help the situation. You still touch someone else's child.
Right. No matter who touched you.
Okay? You don't go back and do the same thing to some damn body else. Because
that's it.
I did it to you. Now whitehead talking about I'm gonna sue them. I'm gonna sue them. Motherfucker, if you would have took my mama's money, it wouldn't. I don't give a fuck about you being from the streets. Rashid had some street niggas come after your ass. That would have been a whole damn war. And the police is one downstairs, not police. Police is one downstairs for no reason.
That's it.
Your ass did some shit and been doing some shit. They been watching your ass. Shit. I don't think Pauline was the only one you stole money from. You been doing some shit just like you did that. Who was it? The senator or whatever the person was on the city? Yeah, that's some bullshit. Yeah, you did some shit. They set your ass up. And if I was his wife, I hope she's listening. Bitch, whatever kind of dick he got, it's somebody else out here with a bigger dick that know how to fuck and lick you and do some things for you. Take your baby and go on. Take your baby and go on. Don't even worry about no child support. Get you one of them.
I cannot holler in this hotel like I want to.
Listen, take your baby and get you one of them new and upcoming drug dealers or one that's on his way out of prison, since that's what you like, and let them adopt your baby and go on about your business. Because that motherfucker there, baby.
But no matter what happened with him, he is hell-bent on taking Larry down.
He can take the president of the United States down if you want to, and that's going to be unsuccessful. But if you're going to take Larry down, Larry's coming down on his own. But as far as he is concerned, oh, no, motherfucker, you got me fucked up. Bitch, if the feds came and knocked on my motherfucking door and told me to tell it, I'm gonna tell on him, his dad, mama, and his dad, and his granddaddy, and every damn body else too. And if the feds look good like Bubba on in the heat of the night, I'm gonna give him some pussy too. Now, how about that? Run tell that. Run tell
We
that.
are going it off here now.
Well,
Because I cannot holler in this hotel the way I want to.
If he's looking, I would advise your stupid ass, get your damn baby, get one of them mock DNA tests. You know,
and see, that's the thing, like Genesis Warren, she was so concerned about posting a picture. Now, you asked me for a picture at one of our conventions, and then you concerned about posting a picture with me saying, oh, I'm so controversial and blah, blah, blah. But you post pictures with Larry. Now it's come out that he in fact is or was a child molester. Please.
Now, it ain't you was a child molester. You is a child molester. And some more folks going to come out too. So I take a picture with you and put it all over my page. I don't give a damn. Hell, as much shit as I keep my ass into, I don't give a damn. You
yeah, but I was just, but that was her excuse.
You can't tell me what to put on and put off on my page. That's the first thing. Number two, you can't tell me who to be friends with and who not to be friends with. You can recommend.
I just couldn't believe that she had an issue. But see, that's the thing. See, now all of that, that's where I'm like how I was saying to you before. I want to see what the great falling away gonna be. But we're going to come back tomorrow and discuss it some more tomorrow. I'm going to give me some rest.
Well, get you some rest, because like I tell you, baby, us Texas folks, we'll wear the shit out of your ass.
That's all right.
That's okay.
That's all right. I'm here for it.
Listen here, sweetie. If any of them hoes want to pay you for some dick, take it. Just half fuck them motherfuckers. I don't give a damn who it is. Half fuck them. Get that money. I mean, I got to tell you, like I told my boy went out of town. He told me, I'm going to see my girl. People, look, boy, if ain't Pookie want to give you some pussy on the cool, get that money, half fuck that bitch and tell your ass. So I'm going to tell you now, get the motherfucking money first, because I told boy, you know you got a long wide dick. You didn't have one. Still got one, I'm sure, but hell, we ain't together. Your stepdad's dick bigger and longer than your daddy's, but I'm going to tell you now, ain't wrong. So I'm going to tell you now, you get the motherfucking money first. So while you down there, they trying to sneak up to you and want to get a little feel, tell them motherfuckers give you some goddamn money. That's what that is. Of course, we gonna send you some money too, but still, on the same token, since they here and they trying to get all close and rub and kiss and tell the bitches to give you some damn money, shit. Cause they up in the room sucking and fucking everything they can is in-house, so I don't see why they can't pay you. Can't pay you to suck and lick on you, shit. Yeah, it shouldn't be no problem. Fat Robert, no shame.
Mother, I am gone.
I'm just saying when you in them, like, cause you know ain't nothing like a church hoe. See, a church hoe will walk up to you and grab you.
It's 2 o'clock.
Just try to let them hoes grab you on the ass and turn around and tell that bitch, now that's $500 and I want some of my money. I'ma start screaming because bitch down here scared of the police. They'll put your ass in jail in a minute. Get that money. Let them hoes touch on you, man, and get that money out them hoes. You ain't got to fuck them. Just half fuck them. Just show them your dick. That's all you got to do. That's all they want to do is run back and tell it.
Good night.
Good night, baby. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my God. Mother is she is a riot. She is a riot. Y'all, I am beat. We're going to be discussing this. We're going to be dealing with it. We're going to be examining it in full detail. I think it's good. I think it needs to be examined. And I think it needs to be properly covered and attention brought to it. Anyway, I want to thank all of y'all. My Cash App and my Zelle is down here. I need and want your support. And You know, we're gonna do some investigative reporting. It's gonna cost some money, but I think this has gotten to the degree that a trip there and some interviews and some very serious and in-depth coverage is necessary to get to the bottom of this. All right, y'all. So anyway, everybody's been asking, so now you know. And we're going to be going further and deeper, and we ain't going to leave no stone unturned. All right, y'all, I'm out. I'm sleepy. See, it's 3 o'clock where I'm from, and you know, so I am tired. The hour is far spent. Thank y'all, and for your support and your time. Share the live, share the live, share the live.